today. It's a radically different world to where we are. Your former Chi-X empire has all gone off through another life into SIBO, and it remains to this day a massive trading enterprise across the European marketplace. Tell us a bit about what you're up to now.
Now, by using 21st century technology that could be affected from effectively a series of people running a control center in a Docklands warehouse, connecting to data centers spread around Europe, it was very, very easy to cut costs. And that was the big thing. So there seems to me to be three lessons. Lesson one, your technology has got to be appropriate. If it's low cost, that's even better. 21st century technology, lower cost, obviously, than 20th century technology. And in the case of some of these guys, they're still running very, very old technology. Second, you have to have some aspect of regulatory help. And the regulatory help we got was MiFID, because all the incumbent exchanges were of the opinion that it would never happen to them because, you know, their national government or their national regulator would prevent it. Years and years and years, you couldn't get any sensible activity apart from OTC activity trading on an organized platform in Spain because the Spanish just point blank refused to play by the MiFID rules. Remember, however, that actually what the act of settlement requires, and there are two bits to settlement. Of course, there's this great thing, finality. And secondly, there's also for a whole bunch of reasons, we adopt something that we in the profession refer to as DVP, or delivery versus payment. So we can do the delivery pieces pretty straightforwardly. And that still means take out of the terribly sophisticated ledger structures that you're able to run for the asset and send a SWIFT message. Patrick.
How do we get past SWIFT?
So all the amount of work that's being done at the moment by the central banks to think about central bank digital currency is the key that will unlock that particular problem. And I want to make just a nomenclature point here because I think it is very important. We refer to central bank digital currency as effectively being two things. I refer to R CBDC and W CBDC. R CBDC is retail central bank digital currency, and that's £10 notes. W CBDC is wholesale central bank digital currency. Now, it was probably no surprise to anybody on this call that actually across, for example, the Bank of England on a daily basis, around 98% of all the transactions that go through RTGS, the real-time gross settlement service, which is a good proxy for this, around 98% of them are wholesale. Only 2% are retail. But of course, if you ask people about money, they all think about £10 notes. The point is not that, you know, I give you £10 or you give me £10, because if we do that, it is when Megabank gives Uberbank 150 million, 1.5 billion change in the ledger at the central bank, because of course the central bank is the banker's bank.
Although at the same time then, there are a huge number of people who love T plus forever, T plus 5, T plus 2, T plus 1.
Exactly.
They make a huge amount of money. We get to that sort of problem. So obviously there's going to be a huge amount of pushback from a certain quantity of the community who are going to be very reluctant to see this part of the revolution take place with the CBDC and the overall improvement in settlement and finality.
Never underestimate the power of the incumbency. You know, the idea that some of the incumbent infrastructures are going to be able to adapt fast enough or quickly enough to make this change is, in my experience, just fanciful. I mean, there was nothing stopping Deutsche Börse or LSE or Euronext doing what we did with Chimes. There was absolutely nothing stopping them at all. But it was just too difficult because we've got this really, you know, good product. We've got this earnings stream.
You still need a CCP for the leveraged products.
Yes, you do still need to do that, but there are all sorts of ways of thinking about being able to take some degree of the uncertainty out of the equation. So I think it's very, very complicated, but I've seen work done that I find to be interesting enough to explore, not necessarily yet compelling. And I'm not saying that you won't need some form of insurance, because obviously with a leveraged product, you've got time. And you need to be able to deal with that.